thank you for joining me for this Thursday night show or art thing. Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks for joining me. And tonight we're going to be doing a fun little thing. We're going to be using watercolor and we're going to be doing this. Let me grab it off my wall here. It can go either way, so it hangs. It's just a little wall hanging thing that you can make. You could do whatever design you want on this, but it looks really cute. So this is what we're making. And so what you're going to need tonight is you're going to need a stick from outside, or if you have like a dowel rod, that would work as well. Anything that's stick-like. And then you're going to need a pencil and a pen, some string. You're going to need some scissors so you can cut your stuff out. And I said that you would need watercolor paper. If you don't have watercolor, hi Dusty. If you don't have watercolor paper or watercolor paints, you could use whatever. You can use regular paper or color pencils, crayons, whatever you have, right? But today I'm going to be doing, well, I don't have watercolor, but I have something similar to watercolor. I personally myself have, I think it's pronounced gouache? Gouache? I think gouache is what it's called. Anyway, that's what I have that I'm going to be using. And it's basically kind of just like watercolor. You just add water to it, and it basically turns out the same. It's a little more opaque than watercolor, but... Okay, so to start off, the first thing you're going to need is, well, you're going to put your sticks aside, or a stick aside, because you don't need that right now. And for those of you just joining, one more time, I'm going to show you what we're making. We're making this little wall hanging with a stick, okay? I don't particularly care for this piece. Originally, I was going to do like a weaving on this stick and then add this, but not today. Today, we're just going to... I didn't know how many people could find a stick with a fork. So today we're just going to use a stick or a dowel rod or whatever. Okay, now to start off, we're going to, let me get my thoughts together here for a second. Okay, to start off, we are going to draw and cut out and paint or whatever our pieces, okay? So to start off, I think this time, instead of doing it the way I did it here, I think I'm going to do... I'm going to do like greenery, like leaves and things like that. So that's the one I'm going to do today. And so for that, you're going to want to draw leaves. So I'm going to show you different leaves that I'm going to draw. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of different ones, but it does take quite a while to watercolor them and to cut them out. Also, I didn't put this down there, but if you're wanting your stuff to hurry up and dry, pardon me, you want to use a hair dryer. My stuff usually dries pretty quick, so I don't think I need a hair dryer today, but if I do, to rush it along so that I can finish my tutorial, then that's what I'll use, but you don't have to. Oh, also you'll need a hot glue gun. Originally I said a hole punch, but the hole punch, I mean, if that's all you have is a hole punch, that's fine. But I found after I started doing this project today, after I already posted it, I found that if you use the hot glue, it works a little better. It's quicker. You don't have to punch holes, stick string through and all that good stuff. It's better just to hot glue it together and sandwich it with the strings, right? Okay, so to start off, we're going to do the leaves. So the first set of leaves, okay, actually, I'm all over the place today. You want to get several pieces of paper and stick them together. It's a lot easier to draw one and cut it out than it is to do multiples over and over. That's just kind of annoying. And who wants to create more work for yourself when you don't have to, right? Okay, so the first step is we're going to draw our leaves, okay? And then we're going to cut them out. And then you can watercolor them after that. Also, you want to make sure you put something on your table. As you can tell here, I actually have gotten a lot of stuff on my wax paper. Thank goodness I had this here, or my table would have been ruined a long time ago. All right, so to start the first step, we're going to do the first leaf. So you're going to draw the leaf shape, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then you're going to put a line in the middle. And at the end, you're just going to kind of make like a little stem and put a little circle there. right? See that? And that's how you're going to do that. And then you're going to cut that out. So that's the first step. And I didn't have any of these drawn out and hand cut ahead of time because I was working on the other one. So I'm going to do it right along with you and hope that it doesn't take that long to get these done. Also, it's always a really good idea to keep your paper, keep a little bag. I tape a bag to my table. Makes it a lot easier when I'm doing these tutorials to just throw your excess trash in that little bag, and that way it keeps your area clean. Because goodness knows when you're doing paint and cutting paper, it's annoying to have all these little bits of paper all over the place when you're trying to paint. And then sometimes it'll get in the paint, and that's just annoying. So, all right, and so then I just cut these off as good as you can, and then look, and then you have all these leaves. Now I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 sets of leaves, 6 leaves, 3. And what you're going to do is you're going to paint. You can paint both sides if you want. I'm not going to. I'm only going to paint the one side. And then we're going to hot glue them onto the string like that. Okay, so the first step is to paint these leaves. And then we'll move on to the next. Well, actually, we should probably maybe cut them all out first. It might make it easier. We'll do another set of leaves. All right, so here's the next step of leaves. I'll show you how to do these. And you know, I just kind of go with it. I don't really, to be honest with you, I really don't know what kind of leaves I am going to draw when I start, but I want some that's kind of rounded, you know. So I'm going to do some of these. And these are kind of just things I made up. You can make up your own leaves if you want. It's up to you. Also, when you're drawing these, you don't want to draw too dark of lines because you're going to have to erase them, right? Okay. And then once you have those, you're going to cut those. Cut those out once you have those. Cut these. There we go. Cut them out. All right. And there's those, and I will have, should have 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I will only have, yeah, I'll have 8 of those, right? No. 1, 2, 3, I'll have 4, so actually only 2. So I probably should have done some more paper of that, but I didn't have enough, so. All right, and then another leaf that we can do. Let me try to get to my chat. All right, let's see what we got. Then another leaf that we can do is one of these. Kind of looks like a heart, and I'm going to show you. And then once you have that, you're going to put the line in the middle. Right? And then you're just going to add little lines going out. Now, you can put your lines however you want. It's up to you. That's what I'll show you what I'm doing. All right. And I think what I'll probably do with these lines is I'll probably make the inside of these lines a little darker. I don't know yet. Not for sure. Figure it out when I get there. All right. So then just cut these out. Okay. All right, so now I have those cut out. And now I have these little things. And then let's see, maybe I want to do another little different type of leaf just because Okay, and then we'll do one like this. They're kind of like hearts. And these are kind of small, so so it's kind of like a line with little hearts on it. See that? All right, so we're gonna do those. And I think what I wanna do is, well, I really wanna fold this paper over. Nope, I'm just gonna leave it like that, I guess, because I can't fold this paper. It's so thick because it's watercolor paper. It's all right. I like the watercolor paper because it gives it extra texture to your little mobile wall hanging thing you have here. Now, I'm probably going to do most of these green. I don't know. You could do them whatever color you wanted. Okay. You know, you could even do like, if you wanted to do insects, you could do some insects on it hanging down. That'd be really cute. Sometimes I get ideas as I'm creating and I'm like, oh wait, I could have done that. That's the fun part about creating, because you're always getting new ideas. Okay. Right, and then I'm gonna have to throw all my trash away. Okay, there's that. All right, now we're going to begin to watercolor them. All right. Let me set these aside. All right, now remember you're going to need water, so you can rinse your brushes out. A water pail of some sort and a paintbrush, or a couple of paintbrushes if you want. All right. Let me move my scissors out of the way, because that's really not... Now we're done with the scissors for now. All right, now take all of your leaves that you cut and we're going to begin to color them. Now remember, you don't have to paint them all. You can paint just the top parts of them, because remember the other one below is the one you're going to sandwich in between the, with the string in between it, right? But I mean, if you want to, you could do both sides. That's up to you. But so I'm going to split mine up right now so I know what's what. So I have two of these that I need to paint. Here. Okay. There's that. And this one. And then I'm going to put them side by side so I know what's what here. Okay, and I have another one of these. All right, this. One here. Okay, let me move my strings out of the way too. All right, so now I'm going to begin to paint my leaves. Okay, whatever color you want. If you're not doing leaves, if you're doing something else, that's fine too. It's up to you what you want to do. After all, it'll be in your house, right? Okay, so the stuff that I have, I was telling you about, I actually just got these in the mail today. I ordered them. I saw all these reviews on YouTube, so I was like, oh, I want to try these. Because I'm a sucker for art supplies. Anyway, I've already tried a little bit of it, as you can tell. And so it has a palette that I can use. So I'm just going to use this palette that I have to mix my colors and then start painting them. So if you know how to do watercolor, it's fairly simple. You could do a dry brush technique or you could do a wet brush technique. Because these are not regular watercolors, they're what they call gouache. I believe it's gouache. I'm going to water these down because they do act as a watercolor, but they can also act as an acrylic. So what I'm going to do is with the wet brush technique, I'm going to paint my leaves with water first. Then once you get the water on there, you don't want to put too much. If you put too much water, then your paint is not going to, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's going to like be really, I like to say blurry because it looks kind of blurry to me. It's not like defined and thick. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll show you what I mean. I'll do one like that so you all could see with lots of water on it, okay? So let's do one with lots of water so you can see how that goes, all right? So I'll put a lot of water on this so you can see what I mean. You can really see, like if you put too much water on it and if you have too much water in your brush, you can really see like you can see that it's soaked on there. You know, you can't see like that actually. I'm going to zoom up to me so you all can see actually what I'm doing, okay? Zoom up. Okay, can you see now? Okay, there we go. All right, now you can see somewhat better than what you could before, right? Right, okay, so this is the one that I put all that water on, all right? And then when you add your, when you go to put your paint on, yeah, this is completely soaked with water. I don't know if you can see it. See how soaked that is? Shouldn't be that soaked. And this is just to show you what happens when you soak it. Okay, and then I'm going to add water to this too, right? So I already had some paint here. I already had some color already there. And then I'm going to dig into this, all right? And then, so now this stuff is super wet already. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, there we go. And then, so what's going to happen is when I paint this on here, do you see how watery that is and how it's puddling up right there? That's not good. You do not want your paint to do that. It's too juicy and it just doesn't look right. And when it dries, it's not the effect you're looking for, right? So now that I did that, I'm going to wipe that off because I do not like the way that looks. Get some of this off. Good thing for me, I can catch it. See, when it's got that much water on it, it come right off. Okay, and then I'm going to try it again, except this time I'm not going to have as much water. I've already painted it with water, but then I dabbed it off. So I should be good to go, right? Okay, now the color should look a lot better now that I did that. So let's mix it again. Now, see the difference in that? See the difference how that went on? How it looks juicy, but I always like to explain my paints like delicious because the colors when they're vibrant like that, they just look so delicious. Don't eat your paints. I'm not saying eat your paints. That is definitely not what I'm saying. That would be a bad deal. Paint is not for eating. Okay. And then just paint it on, and then it'll dry. It should dry relatively quickly. Try not to get your fingers on the paint, because if you get your fingers on the paint, your oils will take some of that paint off. I've already found that to be the case. If you see, I just touched it, and look what happened. So try not to touch it. Set that aside. You want to do the same for the other one. All right, and I don't believe that I put water on this one, but that's okay. I'll use the brush, and I'll put the water on that way. There's not a lot of paint on my brush, so I should be good to go. All right, and then add. There we go. Yeah. Super cool. Now, I forgot to erase my lines on here before I painted this, so I bet you anything, I will be surprised if that pencil comes off, because usually the pencil will not come off if you've done watercolor over it. Well, that's what I found anyway. If somebody else does watercolor and there's other watercolors where it won't come off, let me know, because I'd be interested to know. I'm always willing to learn new things about art supplies. Anyway, this isn't watercolor, this is gouache. But if you know anything about gouache, let me know, because I'm new to it. All right, I'm going to move on to the next color, the next one. I'm going to paint this one a little bit different. Add some water to it. Paint it up. Ooh, this is a pretty color. Add some more water because I didn't paint that again. I forgot. There we go. Yeah. That one's pretty. I hope you all are following along. If you don't have paint, you can do, you know, color pencil or whatever you have, and set that one aside. All right, and then I'm going to grab another one here, and I'm going to brush that one with water, and then I'm going to reach over here to this again, add some more to it, mix it in, apply my color. Looks like I have too much water on this one too. I'm going to try to make up for it by adding a little extra paint there. There we go. That's not too bad. All right, is that one? That's a pretty one. That's a pretty color. I think it's like a teal. All right, anyway, the next step is to move on to the next one. And I'm going to do a different color for this. I think I'm going to do a pink for this one. Add some water to it. Now this is the dry brush technique because I did not put water on it first. Remember? Here we go. Now if you get this on your wax paper, you're more than welcome to wipe it off your wax paper with your paint rag that you have. Right? Hopefully by the time we get ready to put these on the stick, they'll be dry. Alright. Grab another one here. Same thing. I figure I'd do this one pink because these leaves kind of look like hearts, you know? Add a little bit of water, not a lot. There we go. All right. Got those two. And then next leaves. It was a beautiful day today, wasn't it? I think it was anyway. Turned out gorgeous. I'm going to do some blue, so I'm going to make these leaves blue. And I don't have enough water on it, so it's not wanting to work proper, right? That's no good. Now I have too much water. See, this kind of paint is really hard to get the hang of it. But I mean, once you got it, you got it. But it takes a bit to get the hang. Now, I also like blending my paints to give it a little bit of depth. And if my stuff is still wet, I'll show you what I mean by that. This one. All right, this one's still wet, so maybe we'll try this one. Okay, so I have this blue that I just painted. Now I'm going to add some teal to it to give it a little bit of something, right? So a little bit of water to my paint, and then I'm going to add it to the side. Can you see that? To the side. And because there's water already on it, it kind of blends in a little bit. And then I want to give it the line in the middle because I didn't do that yet. So hopefully that'll work. Can you see that? All right. And then I'm going to do the same to this side. Ooh, it's not dry yet. And so now that I've gotten my fingers on it, my oils have gotten onto it and taken off the paint. It's okay. It's okay because I'm painting over that part, so it should be all right. Should be okay. If you want, you can go around all the sides to give it kind of an outline. That's up to you. Like that. Okay. And then, do I have one more? Yes, no? Yes, I have one more to paint. Let's see. Right? Here, here. Okay, yeah, one more to paint. So, water. Blue. I think these are really pretty. All right, and then add your detail to the side. And the line in the middle. And then that's, there you go. All right, now that's done. Do we have any more? Okay, no, that's the ones we did. Now I'm only gonna do what I have here because it does take a bit to do all this. If I did a whole stick, it would take a really long time. So it took me a long time today to do it. Okay, so the first things first with your stick, what you want to do is you want to add the string to your stick so that you can hang it, right? So figure out how your stick sits so you can hang it. Now I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so you want to figure out where to put your string, what kind of string you have. I don't know. So here we go. I am just dropping all kinds of bark and stuff. Okay, so I am going to use, I think this time I'm going to use this white string for it because I found that my pink string that I have hanging here, when I hang it on the nail, it kind of comes apart, and that's kind of frustrating. So I don't want to do that again. All right, so you're going to take your string, you're going to cut it. Grab your scissors. Okay. And then you're going to tie one end, double knot one end to one side. It's really cool if you have like little sticks that come off it like that, because then you can kind of wrap it around it. Looks kind of cute. And then double knot it on there. 1, 2. All right, and then do it to the other side as well. And then I'm also going to put a loop in the middle, and I'll show you what I mean by that. 1, 2, here. Okay, there's that. And then right here, if I have space, I do, I'm going to pinch it like this, and I'm just going to tie it, right? Like this. So pinch it, wrap it around your finger, pull it off your finger, and push this through. And then pull on it, right? Like that. There. And then there you have some way to hang it, right? Okay. Now we've got that. Next step is, if you have 2 different types of string, you can wrap this part of the stick to make it look a little fancy. So I'm going to do that. Cut some of this off, and I'm going to wrap. So you're going to tie onto the end like we did already, right? So double knot it on. And the reason I'm doing this now is so it's giving our watercolor time to dry, right? Giving it time to dry. All right, so then now that we have that, figure out what I got going on here. Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, now you're going to, what's going on here? Okay, now you're going to wrap this around. So, here. Just wrap it around like a little spiral. Just gives it a little extra something, right? It's cute. Looks cute. All right. Okay, and this around here, and then I'm going to knot it to itself. So I'm going to double knot. I'm going to try to. 1. And then I'm going to tie it to this white one because I don't have an extra end. So I'm just going to tie it to the white right there, knot that, and then cut off the end, okay? Cut that off. There. All right, so then this is what we have so far. Okay, that's kind of cute, right? All right, and then the next step is, push my paints there. Move this stuff out of the way so I have space. Okay, the next step is you're going to take string. And so I got to think about how many I have. I have 1, so here's 1. And here's 1, and here's 1, okay? So there's that. Right, there's 2. So that's 1 for each string, okay? And then I have this one and this one. So there's for a string. And here's this for a string. So there's 2 strings we have. And then I have another one. This can be for a 3rd string, okay? Then I have this and this. So here's another string. So add those. I have this one that can be added to this. This can be on a string. And I have this one and this one that can also be on a string. I think I'm going to have to switch these around. So this one here, we'll put this one up here. And then this one Okay, wait. 1, 2, that, this. Okay, I have 3 strings. I'm going to be doing 3 strings. That's what I'm going to be doing. There we go. Okay, I got it figured out now. All right, and then what I like to do is I like to take pen once my stuff is done, and I like to accent it all. So then I'm going to take my pen, and I'm just going to outline. I'm going to outline on this, okay? So if your watercolor's dry, you can take your pen, and you can outline your leaves, okay? So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. So outlining your leaves. Add all your extra parts if you need to. Right now would be the time to do it. Anything you want to add. Okay, so that's what I have for this leaf. And then you're going to continue to do that to all of your leaves. You're going to decorate your leaves with your pen, or you could use colored pencil if you wanted to use colored pencil. You know, that'd be up to you. Totally up to you. You don't have to do it at all if you don't want. All right. I'm going to do it to this one too. Now, if you wanted, if you're not painting the other side, you could always just draw on the back and leave it not color. No color. Right? Okay. There's that one. Okay. Put this all the way through. There we go. Okay, and then just finish all your leaves or whatever you're making. Like I said, that's up to you. You could do like your favorite video game characters or whatever it is that you like to make. I love wall hangings. I think they're awesome. Okay. Okay, there's that. And then I still have 2 more to do. And then we're going to get busy with the string. Now, I like to use, on my watercolor, I recently found that there is a such thing as white ink pens. Never knew this. I thought it was ink that you got out of like an inkwell, but I recently found out that there is a such thing as white ink pens, and when I found out that, I was so excited. Can't even tell you how excited I was. I know that sounds crazy, but it brings a whole different something. It brings a whole different something to your watercolors. Okay. Move those around. All right. Next step is your string. Okay. So now you're going to take your string. You're going to figure out how long you want your piece to be. You also have to remember you have to allow enough space to tie it onto your stick. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is tie it onto your stick. Makes it a lot easier that way. So tie onto the stick first. So I'm doing three rows. So I don't want to put them too far apart because you want them to be kind of close, right? So tie on your string, double knot it. All right, and I'm going to do all 3 of them now. And I don't want them to be even strings. I want them to be not even, uneven, I should say. One longer than the other, shorter than the other, whatever you want to call it. Okay, there's that. Which I don't know if it's not, I'll have to cut it off. Cut it off. There's that, and then I'm going to need 1 more because I'm having 3 strings. And then tie that onto here. And then we're ready to attach our leaves to our earthy wall hanging. Now you all could have done it in browns or whatever. I like bright vivid colors, so that's why I did it like this. Okay, so this is the hangy part. All right, so yeah, they aren't even, so that's perfect. Okay, because I didn't want them even. All right, now you lay them down so you can see all of them, right? And then you are going to proceed to figure out how you want them. Okay, so now you're going to take your hot glue, which I hope you already had plugged in, or if you're using a hole punch, you can punch holes in these, and you can put one hole at the top, one hole at the bottom, and then string your string through it, and then hot glue, and then do the same to the other side, which I found kind of hard. I would suggest hot glue over the other. Okay, and then you just hot glue it together. Did you see how I did that? You sandwich it together. That's how. You kind of want to make sure that your string is straight in there when you're doing it, okay? So don't burn yourself. It's just some hot glue there, just enough. You don't need too much. And then stick that wherever you want it there. So I'm going to do that about right there. I like to do it where it's uneven on like every other. I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's this one, and I'm going to stick this one here. Okay, there's that leaf. And then one more, which is this one, right? Now you could do letters or words if you wanted, like I have on my example. It's up to you. And then just glue the top on. There, so now we have one whole string, right? The thing is though, even though they're like this, they don't like to stay straight. So sometimes they'll turn if you're not careful. And so for that, I like to take and put a knot at the bottom of my string, like so. And then when you have that knot on there, you're going to take a piece of your other, if you have thicker string, like I have thicker string. If you don't have thicker string, my suggestion is to use several of the same kind of string that you have instead of one. And you would just take several of these, like you would take more than one, right? Okay, and then you would put them together, and then what you would do is you would take where the knot is, and you would put this above the knot in like a loop right there, and then you would put your fingers through that, and then you would take, well, let me do over. Okay, so you would take it like this, put that like that, and then you would push these through that loop, okay? So I'm going to take the short one away because I only need this one. But if you only have the small strings, you could do that. Remember, do it above that knot that we just made in there. Because when you do it above the knot, it helps to keep your tassel on that you're making. Because we're doing a tassel. So it should look like this. It should be like a little tassel at the end of your hanging. And that helps to keep it a little straight. Alright? And I'm going to go ahead and put the knots on the end of this one since I'm right here at this step. That way I don't have to do it later. Okay? And then you're going to move on to the next and you're going to hot glue those on. Now the way I do that is I like to stagger them. So here and here in the middle of this one. So they're staggered, right? So that's how I'm going to do it. So hot glue on this. Okay, right up here. And then hot glue that on. Push it on. All right, there's that one. And then stagger. So you want this one in the middle of these two. So right here. And then hot glue that on. Make sure the string is in the middle. If not, it'll be all wonky on you. That. All right, and then one more down here. Is that right? Yes, okay. This one here. Well, I'm going to push this one up a little bit so my tassel can stick on there. All right, and then stick it on. All right, and then you're going to do that to the next set of string, and then you're going to put your tassels on. Don't forget your tassel. So I'm going to do my tassel now since I'm thinking about it, right? This is a shorter tassel. I probably should have made the other tassel shorter, but I didn't. Okay, let's see. This one's giving me problems because my string is short. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay, now remember how I showed you how to do those tassels? I'll show you up close with this one, so I'm going to zoom up. Okay. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and put the tassel on now so I don't have to do it later. And I can show you how to do it. So remember, oh, nope, that one's too short. Let me get a longer one. Okay, so remember, you want to take it like this and make a loop, right? A loop. And then you're going to take that loop and you're going to put it above the knot that we made in the bottom. So above this. And then you're going to pull it around like this and reach through that loop. Grab these two strings and then pull. Okay, so then it should look like that. Pull it down tightly. There you go. And then now you have a tassel on your string. There we go. So now I have 3 tassels on them. You can add more. I think it'd be cuter if it had more, but I'm only doing those right now. Okay, and then hot glue your next one. So stagger it again. So then hot glue and stagger. Here and here. Squeeze. There we go. This one, hot glue. Stick it there. Put this on. And actually, you know what? Like this one, it's going to be hard. Well, no, I'll be okay. I'll be able to do it. I'm going to put it down here. Hopefully I have space. Yes, I do. Okay. And then I'm going to put that last one, and then I'll zoom out so you can see what I made. Right here. Very bottom. Here. Now, you know what would be really cute? I did not have any beads, but I think beads would look really cute on these strings in between your little leaves or whatever it is that you made to put on here. I think that the beads would be really cute, but I don't have any beads, so I wasn't able to do that. Let me add a little bit of extra to this. Now I'm going to add some of my lines. There we go. Because I forgot to add my lines to some of these that I recall. Okay, there's that. All right, and then we're done. Let me zoom out. Okay, and then this is what we have. Now, like I said, if you wanted to, you could decorate the back as well, but I did not decorate the back, but you can if you want. So this is what we made. Try to show you this. Flip it around. And I think the last one that I did, I drew on the back of it. So instead of color, I put just black and white. So it'd give it a little different something. This is what we made. And I think actually this is really cute. I think it would be better if we had a bunch more of these and more tassels on it. So maybe I'll work on that tonight because this was a lot of fun. Anyway, I hope you had fun making the project. And the next time I will be on will be Monday morning at 11 o'clock. If you want to join me then for another fun arts and craft project. And if you want any information about City Museum, how to go to City Museum, how to reserve your tickets, reservations, and all the information you need about us opening up is at citymuseum.org. You probably already follow us on Facebook, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. And until Monday, I'll see you then.